What went down in the House of Commons today wasn't just another round of political bickering. It was a full-on showcase of who really knows how to lead under serious pressure. Mark Carney didn't just defend himself. He demolished a series of personal and economic attacks while keeping total control of the room. Meanwhile, Pierre Poilievre tried hard to turn his go-to slogans into real arguments, but they fell flat fast. Then came Mélanie Joly, who went head-to-head with Donald Trump's trade threats, sending a loud and clear message: Canada isn't sitting back and taking hits anymore. All these moments painted a crystal-clear picture of how this government is playing its cards, both at home and on the global stage. It showed exactly how they're facing growing economic tension and reshaping Canada's image in this shaky world climate. By the time the debate wrapped, the gap between pure performance and genuine leadership was impossible to miss. From the very first exchange, Pierre Poilievre tried to boil everything down to one simple story. He pointed to rising food prices as so-called proof of Carney's failure. But Carney flipped the script fast, throwing shade with precision when he called Poilievre just visiting his ridings. That line hit deep. He wasn't just questioning Poilievre's local ties. He was showing everyone that he stands as a grounded, policy-driven leader who actually walks the talk. This was no random move. It was a slick, strategic play from Carney. He knew his global experience would eventually get twisted against him, so he shut that door before anyone could even open it.
Mr. Speaker, I know the Leader of the Opposition is just visiting his riding. But he will spend more time...
I think we'll have to start that from the top. Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Free passports. Mr. Speaker, I recognize that the Leader of the Opposition is just visiting his riding and will be running in another riding in the next election.
Who's riding next time?
He should spend some time, I would suggest, Mr. Speaker, with the farmers in his riding who benefit from our trade deal with China, $7 billion of new exports, who benefit from the biofuel charge that supports canola production, supports farm income, supports our future.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, I realize the Prime Minister is just visiting Canada. Let's go to Drumheller, let's go to Camrose, let's go to Consort, and let's ask them if they believe that when you charge a 7-cent a litre tax on diesel and on gasoline to grow and ship food, when you tax fertilizer and farm equipment, whether that gets passed on in the highest grocery prices in the G7. Is he ready to make that trip and talk about that tax?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I am always pleased to go back to my home province of Alberta. I am always pleased to go back to Drumheller, to Consort, home of the great Katie Lang, I might add, Mr. Speaker. I am always supporting Canadian farmers, as this government does, with new markets, with support for biofuels, with exemptions from the federal fuel charge, with exemptions from the industrial carbon tax, because we believe in Canada.
Instead of getting stuck arguing over tiny policy details, he shifted the whole focus to the big picture: exports, trade deals, biofuel programs, and real income support for workers and families. That sharp pivot flipped the energy in the room, putting the opposition right on their heels. As things heated up, Poilievre tried to channel the anger coming from Alberta and rural towns, hammering on fuel costs, transport struggles, and the stress weighing heavy on local producers. But Carney didn't brush any of it off, not at all. He hit back with clear breakdowns of exemptions, relief programs, and how provincial coordination actually works. He wasn't just talking theory, he was showing that he knows how these systems function in the real world. By the end, the contrast couldn't have been louder. One side leaning hard on emotion, the other standing firm on solid know-how and steady leadership. Viewers saw the split play out live, and it was impossible to ignore. The spotlight quickly shifted past local politics and straight into global tension. Mélanie Joly took the mic and went straight for the real issue: the growing impact of U.S. trade moves hitting Canadian industries hard. She connected the dots between rising job losses, investment jitters, and those unfair tariffs that have been choking Canadian progress. But Joly wasn't letting anyone spin this as some kind of domestic blunder. No way. She flipped the script, calling it what it really is: a challenge to Canada's independence and strength. Her message came through loud and proud. Canada will defend its workers. Canada will defend its industries. Canada won't stay quiet when outside forces mess with our stability. The conviction in her tone lit up the room. Then she shifted from talk to proof, laying out results, not just speeches. She pointed to booming battery plants, growing electric vehicle production, and cutting-edge factories already boosting local economies. She even mentioned specific towns and job numbers, showing that progress is happening on the ground, not just on paper. Joly made it clear, Canada isn't sitting around waiting for things to settle. It's building its own stability, one project at a time. Every word reinforced that this government isn't just promising growth, it's delivering it. In her final remarks, Mélanie Joly zoomed out and looked at the bigger picture, the long game. She spoke about backing companies that actually commit to building here at home and investing in the Canadian workforce that keeps everything moving. She painted industrial policy not as some dry economic plan, but as a bold national mission that everyone has a stake in. Joly made it clear, Canada isn't just playing catch-up in the global race for innovation and strength. It's out here setting the pace. By the end of today's session, the contrast between visions of leadership was crystal clear. The opposition leaned on the same tired lines, emotional jabs and simplified stories meant to spark outrage. Meanwhile, the government came in loaded with preparation, structure, and a strategy that actually made sense. Mark Carney showed that real credibility doesn't come from noise. It comes from consistency, vision, and knowing how to make systems work. And Joly drove the point home. Canada isn't backing down from international pressure, it's stepping up, ready to compete and win for the long run. Together, their presence sent one powerful message. Canada's not reacting to the world anymore, it's shaping it. Canada isn't just adapting to global changes, it's shaping them with purpose and precision. This isn't a country making things up as it goes, it's a nation planning every move with strategy and focus. In a world full of chaos and uncertainty, that kind of steady vision means everything. Every decision, every policy, every stand taken shows that Canada's not being pushed around. It's charting its own path forward with confidence. If you want sharp, fact-driven analysis on how Canada deals with pressure, interference, and the intense game of global power politics, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe to Canada Today 13, share this video with your friends, and drop a comment below. Let's keep the conversation going and keep Canada's story front and center.